Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Meet the Members series. Today we have with us Embioth Fetal Care. So please, could you introduce yourself and tell us what your company does?
Hi, my name is Cristina Genover, and I'm a senior strategist officer for Embioth Fetal Care. What we do is that we have a medical device and also a software that goes with that medical device. And what it's aimed at providing a better service for doctors, in particular obstetricians. What it's going to do is that it's going to help them in the exercise of their profession. And in particular, what we have done is that we have digitalized a cardiotocography device, which is a device that has been used broadly since the 50s. And it's a device that monitors the fetal heartbeat of the baby and the uterine contraction. So now we have a software and an app that sends the information directly to your physician. It's a test that you do at home. It's non-invasive, and in that way, the doctor can monitor the pregnancy more closely. It gives a good picture in the moment of the situation of the fetus. What else? I'd say it's obviously aimed at providing a better care for pregnant women. We want to reduce the cases of induced labor that are not appropriate in that case or that fail. Reduce the C-section, the C-sections that are not necessary, that could be avoided by a closer monitoring of the pregnancy. And in a way, we want to use technology to respect the natural timings of birth and bring back, in a way, a more natural timing to pregnancy and to birth through actually technology and innovation. So
okay, sounds really good. And let me ask you, what makes your company stand out from the others?
I would say that our most valuable asset is our software. It's obviously an MVP stage. It's not a finished product yet, but it not only works well in the sense that it does what it has to do, it sends the information well to the doctors, and it's a solid MVP, I'd say. But we are also thinking about next steps that are going to be introducing machine learning. So once we have a significant volume of tests by different women that are going to be using it systematically, and we have a big sample, then we're going to be able to say, okay, the machine will be able to say, okay, if we combine these variables, we're going to come up with conclusions that the human mind just cannot connect. I'd say this is the biggest challenge that we have and the biggest asset as well. We are also starting a scientific validation phase with Hospital Sant Pau here in Barcelona, which is a very reputable organization. And this is also going to give us a scientific status, in the sense that if we claim that our device is going to do this and that, we have here's the evidence that it's actually going to happen.
Okay, sounds great. And what has been your company's biggest success?
So biggest success would be that patients absolutely love it. And this is always a very good sign. They do it really well. It's very intuitive. And they really take ownership of their pregnancy, and they, in a way, participate with the medical team rather than being a passive actor in the equation. We've had COVID-19 patients. We've had geriatric pregnancies, that's what they call them, or high-risk patients, but we have also had pregnancies that were apparently 100% normal with no risk variables. And it has turned out that we have been actually able to save the babies because they were using Embioth. So pregnancies that looked completely normal and you had no reason to suspect there was a risk, those ones were the ones that actually the physician had to intervene thanks to Embioth.
Wow, that sounds really amazing, really. And let me ask you, what made you join Barcelona Health Hub?
So actually, it's an interesting story. We pitched our project to anti-venture builder. I don't know if you know them. They're at Tech Barcelona here. And obviously they said, this is not the type of business that you should be pitching here. They do B2C. It's really not the model. And they said, what you should actually be doing is going to the health hub. That's a more appropriate place for you. We contacted with Medictor, and very quickly they received us in the health hub, and they oriented us very well in the sense that before we were completely isolated from the ecosystem. And once we entered the health hub, really quickly, some of the challenges that we had, we were able to, contrast them with other people that were in the same ecosystem. And this is pretty much how it happened.
Sounds good. And well, what do you expect from us towards the future?
So I'd say our expectations from now are pretty much matched. But I see the health hub as a source of useful and positive partnership, in the sense that we are going to be surrounded by companies, as I said before, that have the same challenges and also have the know-how of how they have overcome those challenges, and they can share that expertise with us. And not only that, but I'd say that if we have, for example, a need for finding someone who is an expert in operations in the medical field, I would hope for the health hub to actually say, right, we're going to help you find this person that's going to be right for this position. But that's pretty much all the feedback I would have.
Okay. And well, is there anything that you like to ask you?
You did not ask me about our biggest failure so far, and I think it's interesting to bring it up. I'd say if we had to do something different, we would stick more to the lean startup method, which is test, learn, test, learn. The thing is that this is a project that it has been done by doctors and for doctors. And obviously, doctors, they have a profession where everything has to be perfect. And they sometimes struggle to understand that you need to put out there in the market a product that's maybe not 100% finished yet, but you just have to present it to see if that product is generating interest. So I'd say that there is no finalized perfect product, and it has to keep improving, especially in tech, which there's always going to be a new update and a new thing that has to be perfected. And we have also underestimated a little bit the doctor's resistance to change and innovation. But on the positive side, I'd say that younger generations of doctors are receiving these new ideas and these products much better than people that have been working in a certain way their whole life, right? So yes, we'll continue to work on that.
Sounds really good. Thank you so much for interviewing your time, and hopefully we'll be doing more activities together towards the future.
Thank you so much for the interview and for giving us a platform to talk about our project.